Hi, this is Deborah, and hopefully this video will get out in time. Sorry for the lateness of it. This is something that I had been intending on doing, but time just got away, unfortunately. And what I am on for is, say, make a series of videos of things that you're passionate about. One of the things I'm passionate about is the elections. And being here in the state of Georgia for 2018 coming up, uh, the election process is for one of the primary things that's being publicized is for the governor. There are a lot, as a warning, there are a lot of other things on the ballot besides just the governor. Right now, in this video may be timed, hopefully, if you were in another state or something, or you get this video maybe after the election process is over. I'm sorry, it is time, but please pay attention to kind of get behind the scenes. Right now, it's a big thing right now between Brian Kemp, that's running for governor, and Miss Stacey Abrams. So a lot of focus is being put on that, a lot of attention, and it's a ballot. So there is a lot of other stuff on the ballot. So please pay attention. If you had not planned on voting, or if you're not registered to vote, please do so. Even if you don't intend on voting for the governorship, I hope you do. But if you don't intend on voting for the governorship, there are a lot of other items on the ballot. I'm going to do several videos on this. Hopefully, I intend on having this done by October 9th, because that is the date of when people are supposed to be registered to vote. So if you get this video before then, please get out and register to vote. And on this one, I am using, there's a website called Ballotpedia, like Wikipedia, except it's ballot, Ballotpedia, Ballotpedia, and you just type in your state. It's a .org site, so if you want to donate, feel free. That's up to you. But type in your state and the year, and it'll give you what's the subject matters that are on the ballot. And like I said, these are sample ballots. The actual ballot doesn't come out in each state until a few days before the election process. But I'm just going to go over its 2018 elections in Georgia. Now, these are all the items that are going to be on the ballot. Now, maybe because if you're registered for Democrat, you might get some of these. If you're a Republican, you might get some. I don't know all of that, but I'm just going to go through the basics of what's going to be on the ballot for 2018. Okay, so this is a rudimentary list that I'm going through. You have the U.S. House voting up for grabs. You have the governorship, like I said, lieutenant governor, attorney general, secretary of state. You have other executive offices, the state senate, the state house. You have local judges, state ballot measures, which is really what caught my attention initially, school boards, and then you have municipal items, depending on what municipality you live in. So those are all things that's way more than just governor. Okay, now, and I'm looking at my computer. So I'm clicking on the link for the United States House of Representatives elections. Okay. So for that, we have Democratic and Party, and I'm just going through. Okay. Wow. There's a lot on here. Okay, there's 14 congressional districts. We have the incumbents listed for each one. Okay. For District 1, and you're going to have, I don't know the districts that you're in, I'm just calling out the names that I see. In District 1, you have Earl Buddy Carter, okay, who's an incumbent, running against Lisa Ring. Okay. Lisa Ring is a Democrat. Buddy Carter is a Republican. For District 2, you have Sanford Bishop Jr., who's a Democrat incumbent, and a Herman West Jr., who is a Republican. District 3, you have Drew Ferguson, incumbent, Republican, against Chuck Enderlin. Okay, apparently Chuck Enderlin was in a runoff, but he is a Democratic candidate for that district. That's District 3. In District 4, you have Hank Johnson, who's an incumbent, against Joe Profit. District 5, John Lewis is unopposed. In District 6, you have Karen Handel, who's a Republican, against Lucy McBath, who is a Democrat. And I'm not calling out, there's a write-in candidate on that one, Jeremy Stubbs. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's District 6. Okay, and I'm not getting involved with these people's politics. You can look it up. If you're so inclined to go to Ballotpedia and look it up before the case. For the issue of time, I'm just going through names just to give you an overview of what is coming up for your own voting. So, to let you know that there's way more out here than just the governorship. Okay, for District 7, we have Rob Woodall, who is a Republican. He's the incumbent against Carolyn Bordeaux, who's a Democrat. Again, these are for the, I think it's the House of Representatives. Yeah, U.S. House of Representatives. Yeah, one thing I wish they had on here is where the titles would appear at the top of the screen. I may have to go back. Okay, that was District 7. District 8, there is Austin Scott, who is an incumbent, a Republican, against a write-in candidate by the name of Jimmy Cooper. District 9 is Doug Collins, Republican. He's an incumbent against Josh McCall, who is a Democrat, and a write-in candidate for that is Clifford Baxter. District 10 is Jody Heiss. Looks like a Republican running against a Tabitha Johnson Green, who's a Democrat, and it says not on the ballot Patrick Moorhead, which probably indicates a write-in. Okay. And then District 11 is Barry Loudermilk. He's an incumbent Republican running against Flynn Brody Jr., a Democrat, and not on the ballot, Bar Kim Green. District 12, we got Rick Allen, who's a Republican and incumbent, running against Francis Johnson, a Democrat, and then the write-in there is Brian Brown. Oh, and it says not on the ballot, Mary West. So maybe that is a difference in the categories. Okay. So we actually got 4 in there. We got Rick Allen, Francis Johnson, write-in Brian Brown, and it says not on the ballot, Mary West. Okay, I'm going to have to look to see what that means. I'll check that out for for the next video. Okay, and then you have District 13. David Scott is the incumbent, running against David Callahan, who's a Republican. So David Scott is Democrat, David Callahan is Republican, and then the write-in for that one is Martin L. Cowen, C-O-W-E-N. Okay, and then we have District 14. We have Tom Graves, who's a Republican, running against Stephen Foster, who's a Democrat. Okay, and then they have some statistical information here on the end about the area. Okay, so that's just an example of all of the names in the districts and stuff that's going to be available on the 2018 Georgia state elections. Pay attention to this election, because right now in Georgia, I mean, I drive a lot, so I see some of these signs around town. But for people who don't travel a lot or don't know the stuff that's like this is going on, there is a lot that's going on in the election that we're not hearing about. And I'm going to post more information on the different items. So these are just the U.S. House of Representatives that I presented. And please pay attention. Like I said, if you get this and it's after the elections in your area, wherever your area may be, please look up Ballotpedia and start paying attention, because one thing I say is, even if you don't vote, you will be affected by the vote. Okay, this is not no exclusionary, I don't vote, so I'm not going to be affected. It doesn't happen, or it doesn't matter to me. It does. It does. All elections are local. So, the one you hear about with Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp right now in this election cycle, just because your candidate doesn't win, or just because you don't, I put it like this, because you don't vote, does not mean that you will not be affected by the people who end up in office. So at least get your, I call it, get your foot in the door. I say go vote. Go vote, even if it's, doesn't, I will say this, a few years ago, I went to see a congressperson, and the first question the reception asked when I walked in is, did you vote? And I said yes, and she said, okay, have a seat. I'm sitting there, and people were coming in, and she was asking, did you vote? When they said no, she would give them a name and number and basically tell them bye. So don't get yourself in that boat. At least go vote. All right? Y'all take care. All right? And watch for my other videos. I will be posting more videos. This is a long list to go through. I didn't want to put it all in one video, but I'm going to go through and try to get a few. This video ended up being a little bit longer than I had planned, but I'm going to go through each one of these and just kind of read off the different people. But again, Ballotpedia, if you want to check it out for yourself, or I'm not sure if it's on the Secretary of State. I didn't see it on the Secretary of State's website, but at least become familiar with the candidates and the ballot measures. All right, y'all take care. Bye.